Picture this. It is the early 1980s, and video games are everywhere. A cultural phenomenon with arcades bustling and home consoles like the Atari 2600 flying off shelves. Suddenly, almost overnight, the entire industry seems to stumble, leading to a massive market crash. Many people point to the Atari 2600 as the sole culprit for this sudden decline, but is that really the full story? The Atari 2600 did not directly cause the 1983 video game market collapse, also known as the video game crash of 1983. While it was a central figure in the early home console market, the collapse was actually a complex perfect storm of several factors within the burgeoning industry, rather than the fault of a single console. The primary reasons behind the crash were a glut of low-quality games flooding the market, a loss of consumer confidence due to these subparing titles, and fierce competition from personal computers. Developers rushed games to market on the popular Atari 2600 without quality control, resulting in many titles that simply were not fun to play. Consumers, feeling burned by frequent purchases of disappointing games, stopped buying new software and hardware, eroding trust in the entire industry. Understanding this historical period helps us appreciate the importance of quality control and innovation in the gaming world, even today. It highlights how consumer perception and developer practices can profoundly influence an entire industry's fate. This historical lesson is why companies now invest so heavily in game testing and carefully managing their intellectual property. One crucial factor was the sheer volume of shovelware, a term referring to a large quantity of quickly produced, low-quality software designed to capitalize on the system's popularity. This was exacerbated by the lack of licensing agreements. Anyone could develop and release games for the Atari 2600 without Atari's approval, leading to an open floodgate of poor content that diluted the market. The infamous ET game, while often cited, was just one visible symptom of this much larger underlying problem. So, while the Atari 2600 was the dominant console during this turbulent time, the crash was not its fault alone. Instead, it was a valuable, albeit painful, lesson for the entire industry about the critical need for quality, innovation, and strategic business practices. This reset ultimately paved the way for the industry's resurgence with the arrival of new players and stronger standards, shaping the gaming landscape we enjoy today.